Alright gang, welcome back to Survival Challenge here on New Frontier. It is September day 1, and I've been once again busy knocking down a ton of trees. It really may not look like it, but I promise you I've been knocking down a ton. We're going to knock down some more today as well. But first off, we've got something new on the farm. We got a silo finally, gang. So I talked about how I want to put a silo right here, right in this little area and keep these trees here, and that's what I was able to accomplish here. So we've got a nice silo here. It's a big storage. I think it holds like 10 million or 10,000. I don't know, something. It's a lot. I don't know. It's a lot, whatever it is. Also moved the wood trailer over here. I'm pretty sure we're going to be selling this. We haven't used it for many episodes now. I don't expect us to use it anymore. I still have the wood on auto selling. It's probably going to be on auto selling from this point forward. Once we're done with the log cabin, we likely won't really need wood very often anymore, unless we decide to do another construction project, which you never know, maybe we will, but we've got plenty of wood to deal with, so I'm not too concerned about that. I think right now let's just try to make some money so we can maybe make some upgrades around the yard here, specifically some greenhouses that I talked about 10-15 episodes ago. I don't know, it's been a long time. If we could put one down today, great. I don't know if we'll be able to or not. Really, it needs to be strategically placed, and to do that I need to really get rid of some more trees. But let me give you kind of a bird's eye view of what I have been doing, so you know that I have been relatively busy. I've got a bunch of trees sitting here waiting to be loaded in, and it's pretty much maxed out. We've got a bunch of trees that I've knocked down here. May not look like it, but I have pushed the line back a little bit here. If you were to imagine this right here being like a circle going around like this, you can see I have got rid of some trees in the process. But we still got a long way to go. I think I'm going to keep this set of trees right here, but we're going to kind of knock all the trees out, basically going this way. I don't know yet about the sawmill, so that's why I haven't done a whole lot over here yet. But I want to get rid of some more of these because we want to put some buildings down over here, among other things as well. So that's the goal there. Today we're also going to be putting down a little bit more of this asphalt, which to me just looks like a gravel of some sort. So we're probably going to expand this out this way, go over to here to where the silo is now, and kind of, work this way towards the entrance here. So we're probably going to work on that a little bit today. And we're also going to begin to start drilling out a field over here. It's going to be relatively small for the beginning, but it will get bigger. It will get bigger. And then this one, we're probably going to work on expanding it a little bit as well up here towards the track that we've got. Now, if you look at the track, I didn't really do the straightest job. It's not terrible, but it's not perfectly straight, but that's all right. Not a big deal. So we'll expand this out a little bit here. It does say the grass is ready to mow, but it's really not the best time. Oh, actually, you know what? I might be mistaken there. I think it is the best time to mow. I think it is the best time to mow. I am mistaken there, gang. So maybe we do some mowing today as well. I don't know for sure if we're going to get all of that done or not. We also have to do our second application of fertilizer in our field up here that we slightly expanded in the last episode. So we're going to do that right now. I'm going to buy some solid fertilizer. We do have a wood beam we could take to the log cabin to be. However, it only needs 1,000 right now, so I'm not too concerned about that today. So we're underway here. We'll take a look at the sheep as well today. I think they're going to be okay. They've been okay for a while. There's just not that many of them yet. They're not really... There's only a couple of them I think we have that can reproduce right now, so most of them are still younglings and unable to really amp up our sheep numbers in that pen, so it'll be a slow process to gain wool there, but eventually that's going to bump up. Now we also have the mindset here that we want to do some water buffalo, so we need to kind of start thinking about that as well. Those are a little pricey, but if we continue to sell all the wood that we have in the sawmill, I think we'll get to a point where we can put those in relatively quickly. But yeah, how's everybody doing today? Hopefully you're doing well. Started a new time-lapse millionaire series, kind of it's not really a reboot, but just restarted it. I wasn't really happy with utilizing the same map. I mean, we're utilizing the same maps for the most part on every series with the exception of this one. So with those 2 new maps that came out, I wanted to try something different. So we are doing Calmsden Farms. I think it'll be fun. I got my camera on for the first video, so if you haven't yet seen my face for whatever reason, you can go see it on my other channel. But if you haven't for whatever reason, you got a chance there to go check it out, I guess, if you want to see what my mug looks like. I'm not utilizing steering assist or anything right now. We're just going to do this the old traditional fast, well, I say fast, the traditional way from FS22, how we would do it in FS22. I think I'm pretty confident I'll get most of this. I might have to do one quick pass, you know, just to do a little touch-up, but shouldn't be too bad. Now, realistically, my goal has been and still continues to be that eventually we will change the grass field that we currently have into an actual crop field. If we decide to mow the grass today, what I'm likely to do is mow half of it, because we're probably not going to have enough time to do all of it based off everything I said we were going to do today. So I'll probably mow half of it, more in line with the half near our track, or the main road, or whatever you want to call it, that we're going to extend today, because I would like to then turn that into a crop field up there. I don't think it's going to be a problem. I don't think we're going to have too many more trees up here we're going to be cutting down, bringing over there. There'll certainly be a few from time to time, I think, but there won't be too many, so I'm not too concerned about, you know, killing crop by driving over it or anything like that. So, based off of that fact alone, I would like to start putting a crop field in there. And then we can just keep expanding down there to the south. Well, I say south, I mean that way. Expand the grass field that way. Kind of keep changing my mind a little bit back and forth, but I think that's a better approach. I really do. Actually, I should look at this and make sure I didn't miss anything. I did. Of course I did. But I think that's a better approach, right? Just kind of start up near the lake and everything, where we're not really taking down a whole lot of trees, and we're not really pulling trees or driving across that area very often. Because in the south, we're going to be driving across that land a lot. So if I was to put, you know, a crop field in down there, I think that would be disastrous, because I'm going to be driving a lot down there trying to continue to get rid of trees, because we want to get rid of all of those trees down there. Basically to our line. Yeah, we need more fertilizer, dang. Like, this is a perfect thing that we should try to upgrade soon, is the fertilizer spreader, right? We got some pretty big fields, so upgrading the fertilizer spreader would probably be smart. But anyway, back to what I was talking about, right? Down there, like, that's where we're going to be taking, and back here, I guess, or where most of our trees we're going to be taking, or in that quadrant down there. It's flatter. It's better for farming land anyway. We're not really going to take anything up here near the lake, as I've mentioned, right? I don't really want to impede or impose on that view. We still need to do a little work around it, and what I mean by that is put down a bench or two that I said I wanted to do, which we now really have the access to do. They're kind of... I don't know if there's any out there that are decorations or not. I have to really look at that. I haven't really spent time looking at that. But... there is one at a minimum that we can utilize. It's technically a house. It's just a bench house. So we could utilize that, right? If we had to. Wouldn't really be able to sit down on it, unfortunately. That's really what I wanted to do, but it could be a temporary thing until something like that appears or is provided to us in ModHub. I'm just going to touch this up real quick right up here, and then we're going to be done. Probably would have been faster. Yes, I know somebody's yelling at me in the comments if I did do the steering assist, but that's alright, gang. That's not that big of a deal to me. Okay, so that's done. We still have the stump grinder up here, so try to remind myself that that's up here, because we're going to need that today when we start working on down there, for sure. Okay. Let's grab a wood beam. We're going to have to move some wood out of the way yet again to do this. Obviously, I've hit some of those planks there a little bit, but that's all right. There we go. There's our wood beam we want. Well, that worked out well. Alright, that's fine. I can fix that later. Not a big deal. Alright, let's head this. Let's head this. Well, I mean, I guess we are heading that way, but let's take this up to the log cabin project, construction project. We'll come back here, and then we're probably going to do a little bit of work around the yard. Like I said, doing some painting of the ground a little bit. I have not fixed that over there. I said I was going to do it. I didn't do it. I apologize, but we will do it here soon. But again, that's more just kind of an outline. We can touch it up as we move along here. Dang, that was terrible, Z. Come on, buddy. Please? Maybe? Okay, well that worked, I guess. So we're getting there, gang. It's starting to look good, right? It's starting to give the feel and the view that I want. It is floating ever so slightly right here at the bottom, as we talked about. I will do the best I can to fix that. We're gonna have to wait till it's done to be able to fix that, though. I've got some ideas, even if I can't lift the ground up and fix it. I've got some ideas to resolve that, so not to worry on that one. Okay, we are at 17,000. Noon just hit. The reason why we have a late start today, it was raining all morning long. Heavy rain. Almost hail. It wasn't hail, but almost hail. All right, I believe this is what we're using. Man, why is that so fast? Holy moly. Make you guys sick, myself included. Now, don't expect this to be perfect. We're going to do what we can to try to make it look good, but it's not going to be a perfect situation by any means. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. All right, so let's expand this out just a little bit here. I like that. I'll buy that. Yeah, I'll buy that. All right. So we need to expand this way now. Now, as far as going over here, I think I'm just going to make a dirt track-ish going this way, I think, and then to kind of wrap it around. Obviously, we don't own all this land, but I think that's what I'm planning to do here. At least for now. Costed a lot of money to do this, but I think it's worth it. I think it's looking good. I think this is exactly what we talked about doing multiple episodes ago, right? I think it's accomplishing the goal that we set out to have. Which I'm not going to go too much further than that. I think that's going to be sufficient for now until we really figure out where we're going to start the rest of it. All right, good, 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 good. Nice little expansion there. I like that. I like that a lot. Touch this up a little bit. Cool. All right. That's good enough for now. We're going to continue to expand it as we move along here, gang, but I think that's sufficient for the time being. So, with all of that, let's jump into here. Actually, you know what we should do? Quick change of plans here. We're going to mow first. Reason being is that I can mow this section up here, and that way I'm not killing or wasting any of that grass. Not that I'm going to really waste a ton of that grass there. It's really probably not going to be enough to even notice it, but let's try to do it the proper way, huh? Okay, so let's unfold this guy, unfold this guy. No, not the worker, not the worker. We're underway. So I'm going to mow right up to the track here. We're not going to plow right up to the track. We're going to give it a little bit of space, but I'm just going to go ahead and mow it while we're here because we might as well. Let's see. So I think if we go down to about here and then curve and turn, and then this over to the left will turn into a crop field. I think this is plenty of room for a crop field. And plenty of room, realistically, to leave that area over there for all the turnarounds and the dragging of trees we have to do out from over there and from back there. So I'm happy with that approach. That's what we're going to go with. So it's still a decent amount of grass here we're going to mow here, gang. So let's get it done, and then we'll probably windrow it up as well, and we'll see where we're at. All right, well, the grass has all been mowed up, windrowed up, baled up, and now we are wrapping all these suckers. So things are going well. I did expand it ever so slightly. It was not the straightest line I did the first time. It's still not a perfect straight line. I didn't really utilize the map, but it's a much better than what it was. Where it was before was pretty atrocious. So I'm doing a strategy somebody in the comments told me to do, and I thought it was a good strategy, and I don't know why I didn't do it to begin with. Now I'm screwing everything up. Oh boy. But just by bringing the bales over here closer to the actual shed itself, so that way I could just take, you know, the forks and just kind of push them in, because basically they're basically on the trigger for the most part. So we're gonna try that. I'm not gonna really utilize the whole liftable bale and pallets mods too much here with you on camera, but just wanted to fix that since I screwed that up. So good progress, good progress. So once we're done here, we will look to expand that field, and we're going to turn it into a crop field. We got a lot of bales off the small amount that we had here. Truly, that's a lot of bales. So that's good. That's going to be good money for us, right? There's going to be so many bales over here, though, I feel like it's still going to be kind of difficult for me to get them in there. I'm going to have to make sure I strategically put them in a location where I can actually pick them up with a fork and push them in there. Probably going to need some more bale wrap here as well. Now, for whatever reason, if we did need, if they were further away, right, we couldn't drive them here as fast as we were able to do. We do have the auto-load trailer, so it's not a big deal anymore. We weren't utilizing that originally, but given the fact that we are doing so much grass baling, I thought it was easier to go ahead and pick that up. We did that a couple of episodes back. So it's not too big of a deal if we were just to pick them up and leave them out here now, like it was before. Now, really what we need to do, gang, is get a cultivator. We've got $15,000, which is not a ton of money. It's really not. Well, we're going to plow up the new section, but really we need a cultivator because for the new drill that we got, right, we've got to have the field actually cultivated up because it's not a direct drill. So we can't just drill over top of the grass that we have in the ground, unfortunately. Although that would be an ideal situation and super convenient, not physically possible for us at the current state. Now, there is a new plow that came out, and that might be the answer to our problems here. Not that the one we have now is really a problem, per se. I do have it downloaded. Let me just do a quick save here, just in case anything crashes on me. Let me see if I can find it here. What do we got out here? Anything? There's a Skoda, but nothing really. Nothing really for us. So there is a Lizard subsoiler, 6 to 12 meters, so we can expand it big time, right? It does require a lot more horsepower. I don't even know if we have enough horsepower that we can do that, but that's an option. Let's see if we can figure it out. What do we got? 247. So it's not really it's not really a ton. This is 5.1, so if we were to buy it, we're not really upgrading a whole lot, right? We're going 5.1 to 6. We also have this one, which is 6 meters, right? So, couple options there, I suppose. If you're going to go with one, you might as well go with this one, right? That's how I feel. But really, the 320 is what we want. Man. The 340 is even better. Look at that. 12 meters. Woo! So anyway, there are some new options that have been provided to us on ModHub. We're finally starting to get some new stuff out there. Some lizard type of stuff. Which is good. Slowly but surely, we're finally starting to get stuff on ModHub. Alright, so I gotta be very careful here. Like I said, I don't want to... I really don't want to get too close to this track here. I don't want to redo the track if I don't have to. I'm going to start a little bit inside here on purpose. We're just going to run with the track. It's not going to be perfect, so don't look for perfection here. Now, the track's not going to go the distance that this field's going to go, and that's fine, but we're probably going to have to kind of keep an eye behind us when we're doing this, right? To make sure that we're not going too far off the track with the angle that the main road is going on. It's definitely going to be at an angle. There's just not a whole lot we can do about that one. It's much easier to utilize this plow on the flat land, as you saw in the last episode when we were expanding. That hilly area was a bit of a disaster there, wasn't it? But a cultivator would allow us to go slightly faster doing this. Yeah, that's a decent sized field there, gang. So we're going to do the best we can here to try to follow this path of this grass here. We might kill a little bit of the grass in the process, but we're going to do the best we can to keep on this line here. And eventually we're going to have a bit of a barrier here, or well, I say a barrier. A bit of a path. I don't even know. It's not really going to be a track. Just a normal grass path between this field and what eventually will be another crop field over that way, right? So we're eventually going to have that. But this field might slightly expand when that time comes. So for now, I'm fine leaving the grass right up against it. We may not mow all the way up to the edge here of this field. So I turned off the create fields here. Since this has already been created, we're just going to leave that bit of an edge there. But once we get up here, we're going to have to turn it back on. Because there is a section up here that we still have not plowed up prior. Alright, that'll work. Perfect. So that line, that outline we did there, it's not bad. There's a couple little spots where it went over. But it's not bad. I mean, I'll take that. I've done worse, for sure. I've done worse, for sure. Right, I think we should be good now that we don't need to turn on the create fields anymore. I think we're just... No, not a worker, not a worker. Sometimes when I don't hit the left bumper quick enough, it turns the worker on for me. It's not really what I wanted to do, but that's alright. So, let's carry on, let's get this field all plowed up and we can start drilling it. And today, well, let's do a quick save. Obviously, auto-saving. They need a little water, the sheep do, so we'll take care of that today. But today, we can put in some barley, or we can put in wheat. So we're going to put in one of those two. I'm not sure which, probably barley. But I might change my mind and go wheat, but let's get this field all plowed up, huh? All right, the field's all plowed up. We're going to go ahead and put barley in. I decided to go with the barley approach, so that's what we're going to do. I'm not even going to worry about doing any kind of headland passes or anything of that nature because we pretty much have a long rectangular type of field here, so we can just go to the end and turn around. We don't really need to worry about headland passes on this one. So we're underway. Been a very productive day today. I'm not sure we're going to get over there today or not. We'll have to see where we are. But if we have the time to do it, we will. If not, it'll be moved to the next episode, and we will absolutely be doing it in the next episode. I can guarantee you that, because we will have very little to do in the next episode. The exception of mowing that grass field over there, we will have very little to do. We'll be basically waiting on these fields to be ready to harvest. We will have to do a second application of fertilizer on this field. But other than that, we will not. I'm going to go ahead and do steering assist here. I'm going to say no headlands. This should work. Perfect. Now we're also going to roll this field. Well, I'm going to at least start rolling the field. I'll probably have the worker do a lot of the rolling for me. You know, I despise rolling, as many of you know if you've been around for forever. Now, from what I can tell, and so I probably did do a quick video on how to modify your settings a little bit to make them look like mine on console at least. Based off the issues that we've been kind of dealing with the flickering at the bottom of the screen. Since I've made that change, I have not had that happen again. I have not noticed with this week's updated Mod Hub that they did any kind of update to the rest of the game to fix that. Perhaps they did, but I don't think they did. So I probably will have released a quick short video. It's probably only like 3-4 minutes at most. About the settings I'm using, how I fixed that issue with the flickering here at the bottom of the screen. You're still having the rendering issues and the flickering to an extent, like right there. I don't know if you just saw that or not, but right there, right? You're still going to have that. That's it's just not possible to get rid of that, given the 30 frames per second that they've limited us to. But you'll at least get rid of the flickering, which is super distracting and very annoying, right? Now, we need to get another tractor is what we need. We don't have anywhere near enough money for another tractor, but that's what we really need. Because we're getting at a point now where it's time for us to get a tractor for sure. We have 147 liters of wood in there. That's the reason why they're not accepted anymore. We're almost maxed out on wood chips. We probably are going to have to sell some wood chips before we get to December. Just because there's so many in there and there's not that much storage left. But here's to hoping that that won't be the case, and hoping that we'll be able to hold on or survive with the storage amount of the wood chips in there. Now, one thing we could do, and I just kind of thought of it now, since we have a silo now, I believe that silo can store wood chips. I may be incorrect in that statement, but I believe that it can hold and store wood chips. So, we may attempt that. If that's the case, then we're not really in a concern or in a worry at all on the storage of the wood chips. But if it cannot hold wood chips, then we do have a bit of a worry here. That silo was not cheap. It cost me a lot of money. Pretty much all the money that we made from the last episode overnight, basically, to this one, or over the month, I guess. We spent almost all of that on that silo. It was 30 grand, I think, for that silo. So, not a cheap one by any means. I do like the way it looks, though. I think it fits in well. And I got to be able to put it in the location that I wanted to put it in. Alright, we're nearly done here, gang. Not too bad. Didn't take too long to do this. It's going to be a good yield out of this. We're going to get a good harvest out of this. It's going to be good. Be really good. Probably going to start expanding the road a little bit more as well, now that we kind of have this all fully laid out, right? Alright, let's go ahead and take this back, put this away. We'll grab the roller, and then we'll put the worker on doing the rolling for a little while. We'll probably expand the road right now. We might as well do it. We're here. Alright, that is back. Perfect. Let's go grab the roller, get the worker set up doing the rolling. We do need to move those bales in, but I probably will move that off camera, I think. I don't think that's very exciting TV or YouTube in this instance. And since we've already kind of done a little bit, well, enough, I guess I should say, of time lapses in this episode, more than I typically like to do, I think we'll hold off on doing that one. Alright. We're underway with my least favorite activity in Farming Simulator. It's funny to me, though, there's a lot of people that love rolling. I don't know why. I despise it. There's also a lot of people that hate spraying, and I love spraying, and I love fertilizer spreading. Makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. It's just how it is. Alright, I don't know how the worker's actually going to do with all of this, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll set it up and we'll figure it out, I guess, huh? I don't want him to work the headlands. Nope. Off. Up and down. Yep, that's fine. He's gonna reset, or she's gonna reset, I guess, in this case. Or is it a he? It's a he. He's going to reset, and that's fine. He can reset. I'm just going to watch him for a second to make sure he does what I want him to do. He's just going to do the middles. We'll have to go around the outside edges. That's fine. It's not that big of a deal. Alright, cool. He's doing what I want him. Perfect. Alright, so while that's happening, well, let's do a quick save. Got to get water to the sheep, too, before we end the episode. I might do that here in just a second, depending on what else we find to do here. I want to see how this is doing. It needs cement bags. Okay, so we're going to have to buy those. We're never going to have anything to make cement bags, at least not for the foreseeable future. Not a very, very long time from now. So let's work on expanding this road here now. The problem is I don't remember where it was. It's in a weird spot. It's not under painting like you would expect. I think it's in decorations. Others, maybe? Yeah, others. Here we go. And we want this one. Right? Is that the right one? Has to be. Okay, we got to keep going here. Getting a little bit closer. I told you it wasn't perfectly straight, but that's okay. The nice thing is this does not cost too much money. If this cost a lot more, we'd be in trouble, but it doesn't. I'm thinking that's good for now. I don't think it's going to allow us to go any... Well, actually, it looks like it is going to allow us to go. I was going to say, I don't think it's going to allow us to go any further because it kind of runs out of our land, but it's let me do it, so let's put it down. Now it won't let me do it. Okay. There we go. We've got our main road here that's going to keep on running to wherever it wants to go to. And then eventually, this is going to happen going out this way too. And I think we probably can go ahead and start it here. I think I'll go to wherever it lets me go to where it's no longer our land. Because this is going to be the road eventually we're going to take all the way up to the selling points and everything, right? We may eventually get our own selling points, but until then we won't. So let's go ahead and just put it down. We can always change it. Doesn't have to stay the same. That'll work. That'll work. I like the way that looks. Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's really good. Perfect. And now we got a little bit of a road going through here. I don't really know what I'm going to do with, if anything, with these trees around it. I kind of like this. I've mentioned before. Kind of like a tree tunnel, if you will, right? Makes it kind of look like a tree tunnel. Okay. I don't know what you're doing. I guess that was in the way, I guess. For the way you wanted to turn, which doesn't make any sense, but whatever. Let's go top off the sheep here. I don't think we're going to be, unfortunately, able to put down a greenhouse today. I think we need a little bit more money to be able to do that. I suspect there's still probably plenty of water in here. There is. There's just there's still only 8 animals in there, right? So we've got a ways to go. They're probably teenagers now. Look at this guy coming over to check me out. What's going on, buddy? So nothing too crazy yet. But eventually, they will all be of age to reproduce, and then we will quickly have a maxed out pen there for the sheep. And eventually, we'll probably upgrade that pen to something else. I'm sure we will, at least. Okay, that went well. That went well. Good job, Z. Farm's starting to come together, man. It's starting to look really good. I'm really happy with the progress we've made. Slower progress than probably some people would have liked or other people maybe have been doing on this map, but given what we started with and what we're, dealing with, I think we've made decent progress. So I'm going to carry on here, rolling this field up, gang, and we will leave the episode here. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I would appreciate it if you smashed that like button for me. Helps me more than you can possibly imagine. And until next time, I will see you all in the next episode.